Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back in the garage after spending a few weeks vacation time, hanging out with friends and such, but I also have something else to address lately because as you might know from my Instagram page or Facebook page, I have a handlebar situation that I need to address. I took a slide about a month ago on wet pavement situation, slippery terrain. It was just a mess. Anyway, long story short, I need to replace my handlebar, and I was not really happy with Honda charging me more than 200 euro only for the metal tubing for the handlebar, so I went to the second-hand market and I bought a used one which is in very good condition. So my idea is that now that I bought it, I'm gonna tear the front of the bike apart when it comes to the handlebar right here, swap the handlebar and put all the components back in. I'm trying to make a point of using the tools that I'm carrying with me all the time in this little pouch, which usually sits in my toolbox on the bike over here, so that I'm trying to do everything that I can without using any extra tools, just to prove a point or just to check if I am actually missing something that I might need to add to my toolkit for travel. So without further ado, let's get to it. You know what I don't like about garage videos when I need to record and do something on the bike? Usually I have the music going on in the garage like 100% of the time on here, but I can't use them while I'm working and recording a video because otherwise the YouTube copyright infringement policies would be broken and then they will cancel my video or something. It happened to me in the past and I don't wanna it happen again, so I need to work in silence, so whatever. So the first thing that I'm gonna do here is to use my hex adapter so that I can use this bit here. So I'm gonna go to the right side first before changing the bit. I'm gonna put it this side with the bolt right here and the nut. And since I'm at it, I'm gonna pull the other one out as well. And let's put it right here. Need to swap it. I don't want to lose any of these bits, so try to not make a mess. The good thing about having the original handlebar for replacement is that supposedly I don't need to worry about cables not reaching anymore or the bands not exactly matching. If I, for example, used an aftermarket handlebar that I try to use, this is on the left side. I tried to look for an aftermarket solution, but didn't quite find one. How this bolt got really bent. It's supposed to be straight, but it's not. It's a 8mm socket there. See how it turns out. My idea here is just to get rid of all the components, and when I only have the stock handlebar naked on the bike, to get rid of the riser bolts, replace it and start all over back again the opposite direction. Let me take a better look at this. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna get out of that. I don't know if I need to pull this one first or try to completely unscrew this component right here. Maybe let's try again with some WD-40 right here. Ah, there you go, I have it. That was just a matter of finding the good angle to pull. And then, there you go. A little bit down the oh, there you go. And the clutch cable is out. That was a good one. Let's focus not to drop anything on the floor. And this should just go perfect. I have here my heated grip, the left side of it, and the whole block for the electric controls. I think maybe it will be easier to get rid of the electric part so that I can push it from inside out. Good. So let me just put those screws together because I don't like the idea of having this block open and exposed while I'm doing everything else. You see, they rotate already. They're not glued, so yeah, they're just moving around. Come on, don't bail on me. Yeah, okay. This is good. The left part is done. So we established that we should be able to just get rid of the heated grips just by pulling them from the inside out. But the difference here is that they are sitting on the throttle lever and not just on the bare metal. So it might be slightly more challenging. Looking good, guys.
Here is where I wanted to include way more footage from the head-mounted GoPro, but I must have touched some button and the recording mode switched to time-lapse, so those clips are quite useless. The best thing that I could do here is to complement the main camera footage with some stills here and there.
Almost there. Ah, there you go. Damn, I broke the plastic. I knew I would be breaking the plastic. Well, nothing that I can do about that now. And now it should be easier with the throttle disengaged from this end to get rid of the other one. And now I need to try and see if I can slide it. Oh, okay. That was sudden. I lose 5 years. I am 5 years older now. But nothing happened. Settle my wrench here, bite the flat part, and there you go. Good, looking good. Let's just get the handlebar out of the risers. Hey guys, sorry, I needed to interrupt for a few minutes because my main camera battery was dead and I needed to put some power bank at work really there. So in the meantime, now it's on the charge. In the meantime, I completely removed the handlebar risers. The original one that sit on top of the Touratech riser extension, about 20 mils of extension. And now the handlebar is ready to be replaced. And I would like to take a moment to appreciate how bad it was bent in the first place. But now luckily we can put it aside and proceed with the reassembly of everything else. So I'll just put it right here. Maybe I just can take the chance to remove that sticker off. Not crazy about the original stickers, so why should I keep it on? Let's put it in the seat and just try to put the bolts back in. It's so boring working without music. I don't like it.
At this point, I kept fighting with the throttle steel cables with my fingers, then with pliers, until I was able to put both of them back into place.
Bitch.
With the occasional drawback.
There you go. All right. We have some return movement in hex adapter. Once I've found the correct position on the metal handlebar. I don't know if it's biting or not. No, it's not biting. Need to find the good position for this.
That's what she said!
No, something is not right. I need to undo this thing.
This is where I started picking up a fight with the ignition block screws. I just could not figure out why those two simple screws were failing to clamp the piece around the handlebar without weird gaps.
I don't know. Let's try to make this bite from below. So this was is what I was talking about. Like, it's easy to tear things apart, but putting them back together, not necessarily. Why you have to be a bitch like this? I'm totally going fast forward on this in post. It's so boring. I am getting bored. And my head started to hurt because this elastic thing that I have for the GoPro on my head is biting into my forehead now. It's not really the most comfy thing you could have on your head for a long time. So what I'm gonna do for the moment is tighten it back as best as I can so it's in place, and I'll get back at it later when everything else is settled and sorted, because I don't want to spend another hour swearing at this thing. Like, so I have a sense of progression and not being stuck on a specific issue. Okay, so I need to unscrew this stuff. How's it looking, guys? Getting bored? I'm getting bored. And I'm getting headache for the GoPro mount. It hurts. I just put this back where it belongs. All right. If this doesn't match again, we'll be pissed. Okay, I'm not gonna tighten because I think I need more wiggle room for the grip. Yes, a little bit more, and she'll be all set. The mirror block. It's a good learning experience anyhow. It's not just a matter of saving a few bucks from having a workshop doing this for you, but it's also good to get acquainted with a new part of your bike that you haven't touched yet. Yeah. Again, I'm not gonna tighten them in final position yet. Just they don't go anywhere while I'm working with the clutch cable now. Maybe pliers would help. Okay. And now the hard part is just to pull it back and back into the socket. Come on. Come on. This is tight. This has gotta be tight.
That's what she said.
There you go. And now let's screw this back into position. Oh, this is loose. I need to adjust it later, but I'm almost done here. I just want to make sure that everything is in order in the electrical department and in everything else before I put the rest of the stuff on. So we have indicators, left, right, high beam, low beam, computer's working, heated grips are working. So I think it's looking good. Let's start to turn it on. Ignition is working. All right. I think there's no point in continue filming. What I'm gonna do right now is just fine-tune all the regulation and to fit everything back as it was and in the specific position that is more comfortable for me to operate. And at the end, I will just put the handguards back again. So maybe I will just take a very quick vlog at the end of the job, but for the moment, I will just keep recording and see you in a bit.
Further research and a few hours of sleep later.
Hey guys, good morning. This has been a new development in my handlebar replacement thing because I spent more than half an hour last night working on the handlebar right block, the ignition block on the right side of the handlebar, and I was having a small issue in not being able successfully to close it back around the handlebar. And it was not until I was looking for more information on Facebook and on the internet that I found out that I actually have to, let me pick it. This is the old handlebar, and actually the right, where is it? Yeah, the holes are not supposed to run wires into them, at least not with this specific model, but there's like a notch for like a metal part on the plastic ignition block where you're supposed to stick inside here, and it prevents from twisting around the handlebar, and it also sets the distance from the hand of the tubing here. So I thought, well, that's nice to know. Now that I know it, I can fix it, right? Wrong, because as soon as I tried to make it work, I was able to successfully fit the handlebar ignition around it, the block I mean, but I found out that I was having a problem with the distance from the handlebar. And turns out that the handlebar that I bought secondhand is from the 2018 model, which has a different ignition block because there was the introduction of the ride-by-wire throttle, and it is actually 160 millimeters from the handlebar end, and my model was 140 millimeters. So having a 20 millimeter offset yields me to this kind of result. I'm trying to show you. I hope that you can see it even if there's a bend to take into consideration. You should be able to see how with the same distance from the end of the handlebar right here, there is a significant offset in the hole position. So I need to drill a new hole into the new handlebar. I have already marked a location right here where it's supposed to be the center of the hole. And since it's metal and it's gonna be slippery, I'm trying to punch some reference for my drill bit. I have started drill bit of 2.5 millimeters, and the final one of 5 millimeters. Let's drill it. There you go, it's coming. This is not a drill. Pun intended. Need more oil. There you go. And now we can change the drill bit. I stay right there. Let's try to put more oil into this one. And let's try to complete the job here. There you go. Try to clean up this mess. Okay. Looking good. And now let's try to put the whole thing back. I wasn't thinking that this project would span across 2 days, but again, with any jobs like this, you know where you start, you don't know when you finish. And I wouldn't be able to do it myself if I wasn't here this time. So I learned something today. Let's try to make this fit again. I don't know if the handlebar block is gonna cover the other hole that I'm not gonna use, but I'm gonna find out in a minute. Come on. Okay. There you go. Okay. Should be roughly in position now. Yeah, you can see that zinced spot. Yeah, it's gonna be encompassed by the ignition block, so it's gonna be fine. I think that this needs to go behind the lever. Exactly. Like this. There you go. Seems like a good fit now. Oh, I'm glad. Now I'm glad. Maybe you can move the camera a little bit. Should be in frame, hopefully. The way I like to do it is just sitting on the bike and have my left lever reference. I try to eyeball the angle so that I compare my fingers feeling so that are roughly the same. Should be like this. Yeah, it should be like this. And then I'll tighten them up. And I think I need to move this handlebar a little bit on the right side. I will unscrew these bolts here and just twist it a little bit on the right because it's not perfectly centered, but there's no point in recording that on video. Yeah, unless I have any further surprise, I will just have this handlebar centered in the middle and call it a day. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. I certainly did. And thank you for sticking around. See you next time.